Alright guys, here's the deal. When I go to the gym, I don't use gloves. There's a good reason for this. Generally, if you look at a lot of the bigger guys, a lot of power lifters, even strongmen, Olympic lifters, they don't use gloves. And some would argue that your grip strength isn't as good if you use gloves on a regular basis. I read a book by Mark Ripito called Starting Strength. I read the third edition, and in the book he talks about the benefits of not using gloves and the reasons that it helps build up grip strength. So, first I'm just telling you that I don't use gloves. Well, then how do you keep your hands from getting all calloused? Well, you don't really. I mean, my hands are pretty calloused. I did a lot of bar work yesterday, pull-ups, and then shoulders to overhead press, and then today, power cleans. So my hands are pretty shot. But one of the best ways to take care of your calluses is to use the little little files like the sanders, and to go at angles so that you get all your calluses, wore down. You want to make sure they're nice and wore down. After a while, if you continue to build up and build up and build up your calluses, they will get so bulky that when what happens is the bar is here and then it slips down and catches. And when it slips down and catches, you can imagine the skin folds over. It folds and then catches the skin. And that's why you see it bubble up after a while. And I was in a lifting competition once and ripped my calluses. I still wanted to stay active. I still wanted to work out days after that, because it can take you, a good week and a half just to build back that skin and to not have that pain. So first, you've got to go through the process of clipping the rest of the callus off, right? So first you clip it with fingernail clippers, which is really miserable. But then I put down super glue. So first you super glue it, which isn't necessarily the best thing to put in your body, right? I talk about toxins and things like that a lot, but if you want to continue lifting, you put super glue in there. And we've all got super glue on our fingers before, and we know how it gets, nice and nice hard surface, something that creates almost a pad for your skin. Then, after it dries, you put duct tape over it, and then you have a nice pad for your hands. Or, I suppose that you could use gloves if you tore your calluses or something like that. You can actually buy a Dremel tool. I just bought a Dremel and realized that it was a little too extreme for me because there were only 2 settings on it. You got to make sure it has multiple settings. I think there's like some, Homedics make some of those like little grinding stones and stuff for people with, bad calluses on their hands and their feet. Anyways, I wanted to talk to you guys about a little bit of hand maintenance. So it's really important to keep those calluses down. Also, you need to stretch your hands. We use our hands all the time to lift things, right? And our hands are actually really delicate. There's lots of ligaments and tendons and all kinds of stuff. You only have 2 pairs of hands, or 1 pair of hands, 2 hands, and you got to make sure that you stretch. So one good stretch is the digit flexor stretch, which maybe you can see that, I don't even know. But grabbing the fingers and pulling back, pulling the wrist down. You can do this little symbol right here, if you know what that stands for. But stretching in between the 2 fingers there, so really stretching, pulling down on the thumb, stretching the fingers, and then you can go through and stretch individually in between each finger. You can turn your wrists in and you can turn your wrists out when you're on all fours. You can put your hands down, face down, and stretch that way by leaning one way and another. So yeah, make sure that you stretch your hands. Make sure that your wrist flexors and extensors are mobile. Make sure that you tear down some of the calluses that build up after a while. And don't use gloves if you want to build up grip strength. Just take it from all of the Olympic lifters and CrossFit guys and whoever else I said, strongmen that don't use gloves. Alright guys, I hope you liked that video. If you do like my videos, make sure that you like my Facebook page and that you subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'll be posting daily videos, so stay tuned for more.